Story time. My boyfriend wouldn't let me break up with him, so I cheated on him with his best friend. So we're gonna call my boyfriend Jay and his best friend Mike. Well, I met these two boys through my best friend, and I really liked Mike. Mike and I would talk all the time. We would FaceTime 24/7. But whenever the subject of dating came up, he said that he couldn't because his best friend really liked me. So he was trying to set me up with Jay, but not really because he really liked me. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll date Jay for a little bit and then I'll break up with him. Worst mistake of my fucking life. Every time I would try to break up with this kid, he would be like, I'm gonna kill myself now. And he would send me videos with him holding up a knife to his neck, cutting his arms whenever I would say we're breaking up. So pretty much I was forced into that relationship. He was manipulative as fuck. It was just not a good situation. Well, the one day Jay was like, oh, do you want to come over Mike's house with me? And of course I said yeah, because I literally was still in love with Mike, his best friend. And my parents were super strict, so I had to sneak over there, like for part 2.
I grew up in a very warm and loving environment, but from what I was told, I was lucky. My sister and I had 2 drug addict parents who never took care of us. When my mom was pregnant with me, she smoked and got drunk pretty often, and when I was born, my sister was the only one who took care of me. When I was 2 months old, they left us both in a mall and left, and we never saw them again. An old couple found us and contacted the police and eventually decided to adopt us. Today I'm 19 and my sister is 34. We're really close, but I still live with my adopted family, and she lives about 20 minutes away. So a couple of months ago, a friend and I took a DNA test, and that's how I found out I have an aunt in the system. I immediately reached out to her and we agreed to meet in person, all without telling my sister a thing. We tried to figure things out, so I asked her if she has a brother or sister, and she told me that when she was 13, her older sister got pregnant while being drunk with her junkie boyfriend, and a month after giving birth, she ran away with the baby after some pretty intensive fights with their parents. They never found her, but stopped looking after a year and a half. When I saw the picture, I knew it was my sister 100%. My sister is my mom. We were never abandoned. He fabricated this entire thing to my adoptive family and me.
I know this is really stupid, but I just spent $100 on my nails.
Hey girl, not only is this not stupid, your feelings are totally validated, but I want to share a little story with you because I've had so many horrible nail experiences, and this might make you feel a little better about some liquid courage here. So I actually just got my nails done. They did a great job. A little bit of a weird experience, but that's a story for later. But yeah, last time I got my nails done, the guy doing my nails would not say a word to me. When I asked questions, would not talk to me. I thought it was supposed to be $30. It ended up charging me $70. And while he was filing my nails, the white nail file started to turn red, and I realized my finger was in so much pain and that it was my blood streaming down the nail file, so I asked him to stop. Then he didn't put anything on the cut on my nail, which then almost got infected. Then he moved forward by putting that nail file back in their drawer to use on somebody else, and still overcharged me.
My boyfriend showed up to my house randomly one day. I had just woken up and I got ready so fast in my room. Mom told him that he could wait in the living room. She ended up jumping in the shower. I went outside to the living room and we ended up going to his house. And I was there. My mom called me. She said that there was $350 on the table and that one $50 bill was missing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but I had to find out the truth. So I told him to take me to Jack in the Box. We went through the drive-thru. I was so mad, but I had to keep it together. I knew that he only paid with 20s. He never paid with 50s. I ordered my food and I was waiting to see what bill he pulled out. And guess what, guys? It was a $50 bill. Then I looked at him and told him, don't pay with my mom's money. I grabbed my purse, pulled out a 20, and told him, pay with my money. His eyes just popped open. He knew he got caught.
Okay, so this is a story time of when I worked at this fast food restaurant. So I was a lobby closer after I got out of school. I go to work and I wouldn't get out till like 12 or 1 in the morning. At this store, lobby closed at 10 p.m. and one of the rules were that at 10 you lock the doors and no one is allowed to come in at all. So this one night, it was raining outside. It was already past 10 and I hear someone knocking on the door. So I look up to see who's knocking and I see this girl. She looks like she's 16 or 17. Her hair is where her clothes is wet and she waves at me and she points at the door. Now, people do this all the time. They would be drunk or something trying to get something to eat and I would just tell them that we're closed and they would leave. So I mouth, we're closed, and I see her say, please, and she points at her chest. So I walk up to the door, and this is a glass door, so when you're close, you could hear the other person talking. And I say, your chest? And she says, yes, I can't breathe. So instantly, I'm like, well, shit, I'm not gonna leave her out in the rain, not breathing. So I call for my manager, and I let him know that I'm gonna let her in. And he's not happy about it, but he lets me do it anyways. So as soon as I open the door, she walks in, and this is when things took a turn for the worst. Okay, I'm so sorry for taking forever to post part 2. I was not expecting this video to blow up. I literally woke up to all of you commenting. But here's part 2. Okay, so basically when I let her into the door, her personality just completely changes. Like, she goes from this damsel in distress to like hyperventilating like crazy. She's hysterical. She's crying so bad. She looks so confused. She's so out of it. And I'm not gonna lie, she was starting to freak me out a little bit just by how she was acting. So I called 911 because she's still saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. But in my head, I realized that she's hyperventilating, so she can breathe. So at this point, I'm thinking she's either on drugs or she's like having a panic attack or an anxiety attack. But either way, I call 911 and the operator tells me to stay on the phone with them until the ambulance shows up. So they finally show up. They walk through the door. Pero yo de chismosa, I stayed in the lobby pretending to clean so I could listen to what happens next. They walk in and they finally get her to calm down after a few minutes, and this is when things, So the EMTs finally get her to calm down, and they start talking to her and asking her a few questions. And I see one of the EMTs walk out, and I'm guessing it's to check her information. And when he walks back in, he says something to the other EMT, and they say that they're going to call for the police and that she's not in trouble. A few minutes later, a police officer shows up, and I'm so confused because I don't know what's going on. So he walks in, and it's pretty obvious that he recognizes her. He even calls her by her first name. He's talking to her, and I hear him tell her that she's supposed to be at the hospital, and asked her how she got out and what she's doing out here so late. Now, I was on the other side of the lobby, and she answered his questions so quietly, so I didn't get to hear what she said. But then he tells her, okay, well, why don't you get in my car and we'll drive you back. So she agrees, and they all get ready to leave, and I hear the officer say to the EMT, yeah, she's supposed to be at the mental hospital. She escaped twice this week. She does this all the time. So they tell me bye and walk out the door, and I'm standing there in shock because I thought it was a girl having health problems, but it was actually a mental patient who escaped the mental hospital.
Just found out I leaked my own nudes. Story time. So about a month ago, my manager came over and she took me to the side and she was like, I don't want to alarm you, but I've dealt with it. There was a man threatening to leak indecent images of you if you don't send him more. Huh? She said, yeah. He has pictures of your jubblies. Excuse me, I have the chest of a 12-year-old boy. There is nothing to capture. It's just bone. I don't take pictures of that. Ever. Like, I'd understand if I had double D's, but baby, I've got minus A's. So I said, thank you for dealing with a cheeky bit of blackmail in my business email, but he's lying. Let's move forward. So I forgot about it. And then today, I'm uploading a YouTube video, and I haven't checked my channel in ages. What do I see when I check it? Ads limited due to nudity on one of my vlogs. Which vlog is it, you might ask?
I'll vlog getting my nips pierced.
I need to take a class on how to blur correctly. My itty bitty titty committee is on the internet. If you're about to check, please subscribe. And also, I'm sorry in advance. If yours are small, it might make you feel better.
Part 2 about my psychotic best friend. So like I said, my sister was like, no, what are you talking about? So at this point, I'm thinking, oh, this girl's really weird. But it gets even worse. She comes over my house one day to hang out with me and goes in my sister's room the whole time. My sister dyed her hair black, so what does she do? She dyes her hair black too. The obsession was like really fucking weird. Anyway, so the one night that Gia's over, yes, I still had her over after this because I didn't think it was really weird at the time. My sister had her boyfriend over and they were in the living room watching a movie, and the whole time Gia is begging me to go in the living room and watch the movie with them. So I'm like, fine, whatever, we'll do that. We go into the living room, we all sit on the couch, and my couch is kind of small, so like we all had to squish. So she sits her ass right next to my sister's boyfriend. Well, my sister's boyfriend got up and started freaking the fuck out. Well, turns out that Gia was trying to touch him under the blanket. So I told her to leave. Next day I got a whole paragraph of her saying that she just wanted to be like my sister because she never had an older sister.
Guess who's back? Since you guys liked my voice so much last time, I was bribed to do this one too. Haha, just kidding. Sorta. Today we have her dad with us, you know, a little family reunion. I decided to be a good son and let my dad get the manicure today. I'll let him have the heart attack this time. You already know she pushed back those cuticles. Look at that crust. Here we go with the drill again. Apparently dad has sensitive skin too, you know, genetics. So she used the safe drill thingy again. I was told to say only clean bit. Honestly, I stayed for the whole process just to see dad's reaction to the sharp scissors. Let me tell you, his eyes lit up, and not in the good way. So yeah, she cut all that dead skin off, and look how beautiful. Disclaimer, I was not forced or blackmailed to say any of this, and I totally came up with it by myself. Okay, bye!
So I was at work one day and the rush was finally over. Me and this other girl were working up front, and I had just finished cleaning the trays and the lobby was empty, so we were all just enjoying the peace and talking. I was talking to my coworker who was working his drive when this guy walks into the store. He looks like he's in his 40s or his 50s. Now we had like 50 people coming during rush, and I did not feel like taking another order, so I bent down and I'm pretending that I was doing something so my other coworker can take his order instead. And I hear him saying something, but I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy pretending to be busy, you know? So while he's ordering, and I look at my coworker who's standing next to me, and her eyes are wide open, her mouth is wide open, she's just in shock. And this guy finishes ordering and he walks by us and he says, I'm a Republican, no one likes what I have to say. And I was just like, oh yeah, you're a Republican, so what did I care? So then I look back at my coworker and she says, did you just hear what he said? And I was like, what? So then she says, I'm gonna go get X. And I was confused, I was like, why are you gonna get our GM if all he said that was, he's a Republican? So I'm standing there waiting for his food to be ready, and here comes my coworker and my GM and one of my managers, and all three of them look so mad. And my GM's like, Steph, what happened? And I'm still hella confused, so I just say, I don't know. So we're all standing there, my GM is standing right next to me, and the guy's food is ready, so he comes up to the counter to get it, and my GM looks him straight in the face and says, do we have a problem? And when this guy came into the store, he was really obnoxious, but when my GM said that automatically changed. So the guy says, oh, it's just Mess with People Tuesday, and my boss was just like, So then the guy looks at me and he said, how are you the only nice person in the store? And obviously I didn't respond, like what was I going to say? Oh, thank you so much. Like, no, dude, you need to leave.
Hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It does help support us, and let's know what videos you guys want to see.